Few would argue that the partnership with parents is at the heart of effective early years practice. But how well do we understand the partnership from parents' perspectives? At the European Early Childhood Education Research Association Conference, ECERA, two researchers surprised delegates by their findings on what some parents really think about settings, practitioners, and the EYFS itself.
My research is looking at perceptions of parental involvement from the point of view from teachers and from the point of view of parents. And I'm particularly interested in looking at the perceptions of British Asian parents.
I've been doing some research into the understanding and perceptions of asylum-seeking mothers, how they manage their partnership with their children's early years education.
The practitioners in the nursery where I was working always send books home with the children, and the parents said to me, "Why are you sending these books home? Because we don't speak English, we can't read English, what are we supposed to do with them?" And the practitioners were carrying on sending the books home and feeling that these were not good parents, if you like, because they weren't doing anything with them. Whereas once I talked to the parents, they weren't doing things with the books because they couldn't. They were just ignoring the books and carrying on doing a whole load of other rich things with the children, talking to them in their own language, teaching them English words when they were out shopping and things like that. But because they weren't doing the thing that was seen as good practice, then that was not being recognised by the teachers.
Good practice for immigrant mothers of any type is for the setting to have welcome signs in different languages and for the settings to have some resources available in the home languages of the majority there. Now, this group of mothers were very upset because they said on the door it said welcome in Persian, but nobody spoke Persian, which meant that their children really suffered. Children were upset, and the mothers said no one could comfort them because they didn't speak Dari or Farsi. And the mothers were also angry, quite jealous and quite angry, because Urdu was spoken in the setting and there were a lot of Urdu resources available. But again, there was nothing that related to the countries of Iran or Afghanistan, nothing at all in Farsi or Dari. So the mothers felt left out. So what should have been an inclusive attitude was actually exclusive for these mothers.
I think some of the questions that parents ask can challenge our ways of thinking in terms of national policy, so thinking about things that are quite at the heart of their early years foundation stage. But I think that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I think we need to be able to talk about those things and not just take things for granted as being good for every child in every situation.
Ask the mother to rank the three most and the three least important attributes they wanted for their children from nursery. And the most important to them was that the children should have respect for their family and the children should be obedient. The least desired attribute was to make one's own decisions and to be independent-minded. In fact, one of the parents said together, "We want to be in control of our children until they're 18.
Did you find it useful for that? Do you feel you can
Yes,
pick up some ideas?
I picked up some ideas, and I always use some of the kids at home, so he knows what I'm doing. He's doing that at school and what I'm doing at home.
I think the overarching outcome is that these parents are highly educated. They are adamant about wanting to support their children's education, but their views of partnership are very different. But that doesn't mean to say that they are not partners in the education process. And we have to develop a space where we can meet and acknowledge the mothers and their views, which may not be traditional Western views of partnership, but are equally valid.